Hello everybody and welcome to today's episode of Banter Blitz with Jan Gustafsson, everyone's favorite show. Okay, probably not. There's a lot of good shows out there like Matlock and stuff. And this is sort of a lead-in, warm-up, whatever you want to call it, for the London Chess Classic that is about to begin, in case you're watching this live and not on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, ignore everything I've said. The London Chess Classic 2016 might already be over. But if you're watching this live, they shall start in an hour and a half at 5 p.m. whatever time zone I'm in. I never get it. I think it starts at 4 p.m. GMT, which is probably London time. So I'm guessing German time is GMT +1. I don't know. Yeah, that's the material I had for today's show. So, pretty good. In London, 8 of the top 10 are playing. Not the 2 dudes that just played for the World Championship, but pretty much everybody else. We'll get to the fluidity of speech eventually. Pretty much everybody else. I'm not a mathematician. But I have a feeling Wesley So more or less won this Grand Chess Tour already, has it on lockdown, which maybe takes away some of the intrigue. But of course, it is a super tournament in its own right. If you're in the area, by all means stop by. It's a big chess festival over there. Malcolm Payne has been doing fantastic work for many a year, so check that one out. I'll be sitting that one out. I do think we have great coverage embedded on Chess24. From the St. Louis team, from Yasser and the gang. Anyway, check it out. I'll go check it out myself after the show. But for now, what I shall do is crush all of you in Blitz. And, see, I won my test game against Kevin. And I do think I'm getting dumber by playing putzes all the time. And I don't necessarily mean you, dear viewer, but all these test games I play against Kevin, I do not know if that's good for my chess. Anyway, I am rambling, so what we shall do is start. You can challenge me to a game of 3 minutes or 5 minutes. I prefer 5 minutes, frankly. And then, if you're a premium member on Chess24 and I happen to click on your name, then we shall play a game of chess and I shall explain whatever goes through my head during the game. Unfortunately, recently, it mainly has been not chess going through my head. But that can change. I have all the best intentions to make the show more chessy as we go along. Because let's face it, that is what brings us all here. And as usual, before you... let's not be defensive today, just yet. As usual, let's start playing against Mr. Corp. Corp means basket in the beautiful language that is German. So I am assuming that he is German. But you know what they say about assuming. That is a joke I stole from BoJack Horseman, which I watched the other night. When assuming, we make an ass of you and Ming. See, I can't even steal jokes properly. Anyway, I am playing the Gioco Piano, not the Italian. I believe it's called Gioco Piano. Once you've put your pawns on d3 and c3, and Corp has played bishop e7, a move I've never really looked at. I think the point is you want to go knight f6, and you don't want to start with knight f6 because then you might run into knight to g5, which scares some people. Obvious try to exploit this early bishop e7 seems to be d4 after EDM out of book, but how bad can it be? To castle, then recapture this pawn eventually and take it from there. That was a rhetorical question. I don't think it can be too bad. Cut the pawn back. I have slightly the freer game. But black has a solid position. Knight takes d4 I'm not sure about. I understand he wants to drag my queen into the grate wide open. But the queen, when it can't be attacked by a knight here on d4, actually has a pretty decent square there. Bishop f6 is possible, but then I'll go somewhere, I know, d3 I guess. And the black pieces are slightly uncoordinated, or at least that would be my hope. Well, knight f6 I would just have played knight c3 with a nice position. I'm stalling a bit because I'm thinking about queen d5. Which, I don't know how much sense it makes. But it seems to be less dumb than it looks, because the only good square, and that's what you want from a move. You want it to be slightly less dumb than it looks. Also, does the show work at all? I should check that. Can you guys hear me and see me? Also, oh, I forgot to... I was doing stuff earlier. I don't know, I'm gonna operate under the assumption that it works, and he fell into my devious trick. This is what I was hoping for, because after bishop e6, I can take here, and after bishop takes c4, I can go queen c6 check, followed by queen takes c4. I guess it would have been better to play either queen d7 or queen e7 instead of bishop e6, but then I thought at least it's a bit harder to develop that might. Queen d7 gives me a choice between this capture and this capture. And who can resist a free rook? Probably nobody. Sounds like you can hear and see me. Sorry for the outfit. We'll get to the sorry portion of the show later. But I decided it's Casual Friday. That's the official version. The true story is, I took all my shirts and fancy jackets home the other day because I thought I can't pollute the studio, and I don't think pollute is the right word, with all my stuff. And some of it might need a dry cleaning or need to be washed anyway. So I got rid of it, and there's no more fake fancy clothes here. So you have to look at the real me on a Casual Friday. And there's this... I'm totally winning, so I'm starting to drift already, but I think I am in exchange and a bunch of pawns up, which should be good enough to get the job done. Was it a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where there's this lawyer wearing denim on the Casual Friday and doesn't work well for him? So yeah, I don't have any punchlines. I just have stories, questions about my fading memory for references. Anyway, I'm hoping for a knight fork. Bishop e5, queen c6, followed by knight e7. Now, wouldn't that be something? I have not watched Westworld. I'm scrolling through the chat, but I intend to. Actually, I have an oral agreement, a spoken word agreement with our dear friend Peter Svidler that we will watch Westworld together. I think he's seen bits and pieces. I've only seen like the first episode and without paying much attention. That we'll watch it together when he comes back to Hamburg, which I believe will be, this is not all finalized, so I'm not sure I should talk about it, but I believe it will be during Weikantsee, where we will do our own Chess24 show from the Hamburg studios, and Peter has been kind enough to drop by for a couple days. So yeah, always looking forward to doing commentary with Mr. Svidler, the best in the business, in my humble, not really humble, in my very informed opinion. Yeah, chess game, exchange up, queen a pawn eventually. What else is going on? f6 on the board. Time for Alfred, the a pawn, to march his way up the board. Run, Forest. So what else can we talk about? Who do we think will win the London Chess Classic? I always believe in... Well, Carlsen is not playing. That's the usual disclaimer. I should pay some amount of attention to this game. Who do I always believe in? Mr. Caruana is the world number 2. He's at 2820, which is pretty good. Only 18, no, 2822, I think. Only 18 points behind Magnus Carlsen. So he's gonna be very motivated. I think he's had a bit of a, well, not a break, but for his standards, bit of a slower 2 months now. So he might have refilled his ideas shelf. Can we say ideas shelf? His stock of ideas. Working on chess with his trusted sidekick. No, not his trusted sidekick. His world-class second, Mr. Rustam Kazimchanov, and maybe other people who know such things. So Fabi, I expect to be doing very well. Someone says Corona never wins the tournaments. Well, he did win that one St. Louis tournament. We all do remember that. Who else is playing? Let's study the field. I believe it's pretty much everybody in the top 10 except for Carlsen and Kayakin. Wesley So has been dominating the Grand Chess Tour, but he's been playing more defensively. I'm not sure if that's a fair assessment. At least I had that hunch during Paris and Leuven in the Rapid. And of course in the Sinquefield he also did very well. Gonna be interesting to see how he does, but I would expect him, since he's more or less, if he doesn't lose every game, he has the Grand Chess Tour on lockdown, that he would play solidly and try to score like 50%. Our boy Anish, he's due for a comeback. He's had a rough patch like the first half of the year, but he's back, he's been in better shape. He's probably adjusting, like yours truly, to his new life. And now, I'm not sure, let's not write Anish off. I have a feeling he could do extremely well. I'm gonna say that about every player in the field. Is that gonna be a bold prediction? Becoming 2 PC. Someone's gonna do well, someone won't. Let's continue playing. Expert assessments. What about this dude? 1225, so I'll probably crush him. Yay me. But as I've mentioned ad nauseum, and I don't really know what ad nauseum means, but I guess it means a lot. I try not to discriminate by rating on the show, but instead to give every Chess24 premium member a chance to play a game against a Grandmaster and be insulted or make me very sad, or both. As for the opening, so far so good, but after b5, bishop b3 is a mistake because this bishop will get trapped. You always gotta watch out for tarps. He should have retreated the bishop to e2, or ideally after a6. It's hard to say because bishop c4 is not ideal here. But yeah, made way for the bishop. Maybe a3 or bishop b3, d3, stopping c4. Well, now I am a piece up, and I'm pretty good when I'm a piece up. Like, not excellent, but pretty good. Queen e2 is the move that should be played. But yeah, that's the tricky part for me. Well, I do want to play against everybody, and in general I do want to make an effort to comment on the chess. It's very hard for me to keep a straight face commenting games where I am a piece up, which on the other hand means I won't focus and I might mess it up. But here it's hard to explain, whatever, strategic elements of the position. I should get my pieces out, not blunder, and then I shall win. And that's not a knock on Finn911. He's 1225, he's new to chess, so I don't blame him for being a piece down. That's what you expect from someone who's new to chess. Playing against a Grandmaster, I'm just saying, I don't know what to say about it. But I can make more of an effort maybe. Now my queen is under attack, so I shall put the pawn in the way. And watch go rook c1 or e5, actually pretty decent trying to open the position before my king. Oops! See, that's what I get for all my fake arrogance. That was a misclick. I'm not sure how. I was gonna say before my king makes it out of the center. And my queen is gone. So, we have a fight at our hands against Finn911. Let's see if I can make a comeback. A queen down. Oh boy. That must be karma. All this complaining about, yeah, I'm gonna win a piece up. Instant karma is gonna get you. Alright. How can I win this? A queen is a lot of material, but it does look like Finn seems to have mercy with me, and he does not recapture, but instead tries to mix it dramatically, which probably tilts the scales in my favor a little bit again. Now I'm already close to getting 2 pieces for the queen, which is still not really enough, but enough to work with. No, I don't think I'm gonna have to flag, but who knows? Finn is probably freaking out. His first game against the Grandmaster is a queen up. The tension. Knight g5. Knight d4, queen h5. I don't think I want that. Good things could eventually happen on this diagonal. If I get in some knight d4, bishop takes g5, knight f3, something along those lines. I do still quite like my chances, but that queen blunder was not ideal. And that wasn't on purpose, but it was a misclick. I did see that my queen was hanging. Oh boy, the justifying for what I did see is getting worse every day. Mr. Finn. Big moment. Can he pull it off? I don't know. He's trying to make something happen. But in general, when you're queen up, you don't need to make anything happen. Just play solidly, exchange a bunch of pieces, and things will be alright. Don't get too creative, because then you run the risk of losing all this extra material, and things can backfire. Here now I already have collected, I don't know, 4 pieces for the queen, which is, believe it or not, a material advantage. And these dudes are pretty active as well. To add insult to... Does add insult to injury apply here at all? I don't think it does. I have a feeling this game won't last more than 1 more move. Is that a fair feeling? I don't know. Maybe it will. No, my feeling was right. Sorry, Finn. This is checkmate. And yeah, that was a bit of an unfortunate karmic event after me whining. I'm so good at chess, I don't know what to say because I'm a piece up and I'll win. I did blunder my queen, but I did manage to stage a comeback. Thanks, Finn, for the game. Let's play somebody else. Der Elch is wondering, at Jan, is challenge working? I would guess challenge is working, yes. Hang on. Maybe it's not working. I tried to accept one of the many challenges and it looks like I failed. Let's try again. Accept. Oh, I clicked on a lot of stuff. Did this work? Dario Capdevilla? Did I play against Dario Capdevilla? No, from Argentina. His name is Dario Capdevilla, so we can probably imply. Can we imply? We can guess that the Da stands for Dario. And he dares to play either the King's Indian or the Grunfeld. But I have a feeling he's going to play the King's Indian, which I'm guessing is still very popular in Argentina. I don't really know stuff. Was it Najdorf? Was Najdorf a famed King's Indian player? Probably a Najdorf player as well. But in the King's Indian you have this Mar del Plata variation, which I've been told is in Argentina. Where I've never been. I'd really like to go. I've heard many good things, and I actually do speak the language. I mean, like, not Spanish, but Argentinian Spanish. I know all the good words, like boludo, pelotudo, vos que haces. My Argentinian is pretty good. So I'd very much like to go, but I've never been there. In the meantime, he has not gone for the main line King's Indian with e5. Instead played c5. c5 after castles, you can take on d4. Then you get some Marocci type of structure after knight takes d4. Dario Capdevilla goes knight to c6. I've seen this line. I think people go knight a5 here. Have I seen this line? I don't know. It looks vaguely familiar. Never fully understood it. But knight e5 I'm not familiar with. However, it looks like a good structure for me. Black has these double pawns. If he wants to get rid of them, e6 followed by ed5 gives me a pass pawn in center. I will try to chip away at this pawn structure on the queen side to create some weaknesses. I'll try to get him b4 and then play against the weak b6 pawn or the weak c5 pawn, depending on how things play out. I like my position. Black's one trump is his knight on the d6 square. That's why I should try to keep him busy. He goes a4. He's trying to not allow me my cruel intentions. I like having my way though, so we're gonna have a problem here. a4, tricky little move. If I take, then e4 drops, and I don't want to give up the e4 pawn. Well, he wants to fight against me breaking through with b4, of course. I'm trying to put some pressure on this pawn ASAP. I should take one time out to play f3 just to stop knight g4 and to overprotect this e4 pawn. And now resume operations on the queen side. If I don't do nothing, yeah, whatever. You get my drift. Is that English? Then some bad things might happen somewhere. So I better do something. Knight f4. Still pretty lone ranger over there. I could take here, then he's gonna take here. Not sure how much I've accomplished there. Could play some cryptic move like queen a1. It's very cryptic though. Let's do it. Point is just to defend this pawn, and should I need it, go rook fb1. Then again, I'm doing something I've been known to do. Move all my pieces away from my own king, chasing material gains. My first intention was queen c3 in this position. Then I decided I should probably not blunder queens in back-to-back games after knight e2 check. And then I started panicking because this knight e2 check means it's not so easy to defend the c4 pawn. So I'm gonna have to reconsider everything I've done with my life and especially with my position in this game. It's quite sad how I'm playing between you and me, because I know it's just you watching and me playing. Whoa, this could be trouble actually. This could be trouble for everyone. I don't know what to do, so I'll panically? I don't know how to speak either. Panically play this move. I was intending to take, but I was very, very worried about knight e2 check, when I can't go king h1 because of knight g3. I can go king f2, but then knight d4, and my king is all over the place. And in general, it's another one of those, what have I done to deserve this? And the answer is many bad things. Bishop b3, at least, according to my very deep calculations, is attacking the queen. And I think I want to focus. I think I want to focus. I'll go here. This is a good move. I'm going to start making good moves now. This is the first one. The point is after c4 I have bishop c2. This queen has very limited access to squares. Knight e2 check, king f2. Well, queen takes a3 is a move I did not see. Oh boy. So sad. Let's exchange queens. I have a feeling I should exchange it before I blunder it. This knight is also starting to bother me, and I have to do something about rook a2. Not easy. Time to at least speed up a little bit, because not only have I played terribly and missed every single idea my opponent ever had. I've also done this very, very slowly. Ugh, I keep playing really, really bad. It's a bit annoying to play so badly. I don't like it. Oh, well, he's showing off with moves like knight g2. Can't expect me to see such moves, come on. That would be unrealistic. I'm not sure, I have a feeling I should be losing material. At the very least, I deserve to do so. Well, even rook takes b1, king g2 and any move. c3 is good for black. But we shall not give up yet. Cupid will not be defeated. That also works, of course. Oh, and now I finally blundered another knight check. Wow. Still, there's always hope. Probably there's not much hope, but at least I will launch my d-pawn before calling it a day. Run, Delroy. Very undeserved if I'm not totally lost, because I haven't seen a single thing. But I'm intending to win this game, Dario Capdevilla. Can I go here? Okay, I shouldn't think about these minor details. I must hurry up. I got a bit addicted to bullet recently. I've played way too much bullet the last couple of days. It's just addiction. I'm not even trying to play well. I'm just click, click, click. Then I get very upset when I lose. Pretty much like here. Missed that move. This is a good move. I'll tell you whenever I make a good move. Last time I thought I made a good move. I think it only blundered one pawn. But at least this bishop can't move. Okay, it was another pretty terrible move. Oh yeah. Knight takes e4 followed by knight takes g5 was stronger than knight d3 check. But at least... No, there's really no at least. It's just a pretty lousy game by both sides, which I will win on time, because that's how it does it. So yeah. Sorry, Capdevilla. Thank you for the game. I was really on full-blown full-blown tilt most of it and played really terribly. Capdevilla outplayed me. Could have won many a time, but I dodged a couple bullets. Thanks for the game. Let's play somebody else. Boy, that was bad. Let's play MC Erich. Not related to MC Hammer at all. There's many masters of ceremony, so just because he's called MC does not mean he has anything to do with MC Hammer, and it does not mean that I can't touch him. Not literally, like I'm saying he's not an untouchable. I also have no idea if the MC even stands for Master of Ceremony, because it could also mean micro cassette. Or what else could MC stand for? Magnus Carlsen? Magnus Carlsen Erich? Now that's unlikely. He plays what I like to call the Scotch Gambit. And I like to call it that because that's what it is called. After knight f6, there's two moves. Castles, knight takes e4, rook e1 is a line popular with advanced beginners because they get so excited about learning this trick. Bishop takes d5, queen takes d5, knight c3. And I'm sure I just upset MC Erich by calling him an advanced beginner. All of queen a5, queen h5, and queen d7 are fine in this position, according to my deep knowledge of these matters. Let's see what MC Erich has in store. Bishop g5, I think, yeah, there's this line with h6, bishop f6, where people get very excited. But I want to keep it boring. That is my particular brand of chess. Therefore, I play the move bishop d6, which is just a dull way to equalize and take all the fun out of this game. Because that's what we're here for. Play boring technical chess, make a draw against MC Erich, and then whine about it. Bishop f4, queen d5, c3, king d7. Play some lines we memorized when we wasted our childhood on studying e4, e5 and get an equal position. And then we're all very happy. cd4. Now what do? I guess I should bring some pieces into play at some point. Maybe this rook. I could try to move this bishop to this square. That's expert chess commentary once again. Move the bishop to this square to pin knight, pin horse, and take pawn. If white good player, he should stop that. But he instead gives me pawn. Knight d2. If knight d4, he wants knight e4. Now I could use this. I'm not sure knight e4 is such a lethal threat, but I've been very blundery today. So what does that mean for our purposes? Now let's spice it up a little bit. Let's see what happens. I could have played bishop f5, trying to steer the game towards the dry technical waters, which I enjoy the most. I don't think I excel the most in them, because I actually, as evidenced by today, I'm a better tactician, calculator than I am a positional player. But I feel very much at home in dry technical waters. Knight c3. He does not take the bait. The bait was this, when I wanted to take here and go knight c2 and somehow try to win material. Now I need a square for my queen. Maybe this square. What's wrong with this one? And the London Chess Classic start, if you're watching this live, in about an hour. I'll quit 10 minutes earlier. So you can get your coffee, you can get your... What do you normally? Your Pringles? Do you eat Pringles while watching chess broadcasts? Not very healthy, people. Easy on the Pringles. I do like them though. Don't sue me, Pringles. You probably are very healthy. What can I do? This bishop is loose. And I learned in chess school that loose pieces drop off. LPDO. But I don't see a way to make him drop off. Yeah, that's the status quo. I could move my bishop here. Just for funsies. Oh boy, that's a really bad move. I'm blundering left and right. My deep point was, of course, knight takes c2, and then I spotted queen takes d6. So now I have to make it look like this was all part of the plan, which, as usual, it was not. Any tricks? Queen d3, rook d2 does not really do. Knight c6, queen d6, maybe it's only a perpetual, but I hate giving MC Erich even a perpetual. However, the alternative is probably being a piece down, which I don't enjoy much either. Alright. You deserved it. I might be losing here too, but I have a feeling he's gonna give the perpetual, and the way I've been playing, punishment was imminent. So let's do this. Congratulations, MC Erich, for earning the draw, and focus Jan, because it's not getting better. Bishop c2. I'm lost for words. Why is every session a steaming session where I whine about how bad I am at chess? At least I have to do it Tony Parker style and play decently every like 5th session to remind people that I can play decently once in a while. But probably won't happen. Let's play somebody sane. Robert Baratheon. No, he's called the Mad King, my apologies. Let's see what he has in store after d4. knight f6. I shall put the pawn here. And after c5, I shall grab space with d5. My go-to move is normally knight f3. But sometimes you need a little variety. It looks like the Mad King plays the modern Benoni. Do I have any lines against the modern Benoni? Oh, yeah, I have this line, which is actually a good line. Knight ge2. Looks very stupid, but it makes tons of sense. The knight goes to g3, covers the e4 pawn, and you're playing like a Samish King's Indian, where you have not played the move f3. Chess nerds amongst you will understand what I'm talking about, and you only play when you really need to. So this is a much better version of the Samish, and it's a seriously good line against the modern Benoni. There you go, we learned something. a6 you go a4, it's gonna be very hard for black to get in b5 ever, and then I just get my pieces out while not playing f3, unless I have to, when it's not so easy for black to come up with anything. Watch your th, Jan. Anything sensible. Not so clear what my next move is. f4, I don't know. Feels a little loosening to me, so I probably go something along the lines of bishop g5. If rook e8, you are normally justified to play f3, because it's a complicated explanation. But in the Samish, the best black plan is normally to go h5, h4, move this knight away to, let's say, h7, and play f5. And for all those cruel intentions, you do want your rook on f8, not on e8. Therefore, now f3 makes a good amount of sense. I have a feeling I still don't need that move, and I'll play this one instead. I'm not sure about this decision. He could go knight e5, eyeing the g4 square. Well, I'll probably go h3, tending to play f4. But we'll tackle these issues when we get there. Another natural move would be rook b8, hinting at b5, when I probably would play f3. See what happens. He does go knight e5, then now it's too tempting to switch to h3 followed by f4 instead of f3. We'll see what the Mad King is up to. Let's hope it's not connected to any wildfire. Oh yeah, lame Game of Thrones references. That's what keeps the show rolling. Zeelandson saying, don't despair, Jan, your chess is better than your hair. Nah, I'm doing this on purpose. I have this new Tintin thing going on. I believe this is gonna be my USP, as big businessmen say. My unique selling point. Which other of these, all these exciting chess Banter Blitz streamers? Oh no, it's gone. You made me all self-conscious, Zeelandson. I'm not sure we'll be able to reproduce the hair. So can I do something useful here? Typical moves would include whatever. Getting the king out of the way. I have to think a bit about h5, h4 coming, so I'll probably prepare for it. And I might even consider the classical Benoni pawn sacrifice. I'm not sure this is the right situation. It's normally better with a bishop on this diagonal. But since I just thought of it, and since I can't keep my train of thought organized ever, I'll do it now. Anyway, the classical Benoni pawn sacrifice is e5, d takes e, then either f5 or d6 followed by f5. When you invest a pawn, therefore it's called a pawn sacrifice, but you sort of mess with black's piece coordination ideally and grab some light squares in the center like e4 or d5. As I said, I don't think this is the best version one could get of that, and after e4 things can get messy. But since I'm trying so hard to at least provide some knowledge in today's show, there's a motive that could be good in a different position where the f-file is open, your bishop is here, and the other bishop could go to g5. Here I'm not sure if it's as good. Oh, Zeelandson, big mathematician, says, I think the show goes another 30 minutes. He said he'll stop 10 minutes before London Chess Classic. Let's do the math together. Now it's 10 past 4. London Chess Classic starts at 5. So in under 30 minutes, it would be 20 to 5. But he said he's going to stop 10 minutes before London Chess Classic. So, what can we learn from that? I lost my train of thought again. And Queen b4, I'll go here. Oh boy, I'm playing so horribly. It's really not funny anymore. People will once again start speculating if I'm drunk or taking drugs. The sad truth is neither. I'm just dumb. It's not even dumb. I don't know. I lack focus. Every move I make is completely random, and I am not at a playing strength advantage against guys like the Mad King, who is a fine player, but I still outrate him by roughly 100 points. So I should be doing better than this. Well, here, if instead of knight d7 he went bishop e6, I'd be just 2 pawns down with nothing to show for it. Now I'm still 2 pawns down with very little to show for it, which is great progress. Is this rock bottom? Is this how it feels like? And does it really go up from rock bottom? That's what they say, but I've never really bought it. I always thought you can stay at rock bottom too. And that's not gonna be nice. Who wants to stay there? b5. Mad King. Going for it. Expanding. Not happy. Just ruling. What is the Mad King's jurisdiction? Just ruling King's Landing? Westeros? How much control over the 7 kingdoms did the Mad King have? I don't know such things. I'm not even a proper nerd. That's a sad thing. I dabble in nerdism. I do think I have a decent nerd education, but it's not great. Well, the Mad King helped me out greatly by playing bishop a6. Here I'd made a bit of a comeback already. But bishop a6, of course. I was gonna say prolong, but I mean the opposite of prolong. Shortens? What's the opposite of prolong? Shortens the fight greatly. Thanks for the game, Mad King. And since I'm playing terribly, the best recipe is to play strong opponents like H-Bones to give me a proper bullet. Proper bullets? Proper beating. I can't even produce sentences. I am brain fried. Good thing is it's weekend. And we can't wait for the weekend to begin. Anyway, the Gioco Piano. Good old Italian. Oh no, H-Bones goes for the, what do they call this? The Evans Gambit. Bishop a5 is nowadays the main line and what I consider to be probably the best move. So that would be my objective recommendation. But I will play a different line. This bishop e7, knight to a5 line, which is also playable, but a little more risky. Not as clear-cut as this bishop a5 stuff. Here, yeah, many options. Black is not in any particular trouble, but I'm not sure. Do you go DE or do you... Yeah, I think this is a line. I'm supposed to play c6 now or knight c6? Probably c6. This knight looks a bit funny, but black will have more or less fluid development for the rest of his pieces after knight takes e5, knight f6, short castles. And it's a weird, unbalanced little position, which I probably did study at some point in time. d1, queen c7, is bishop f4 a problem? Let's think, because I cannot trust my instincts. That much we've established. Still, I should make moves and then think. That much I am convinced of. Knight c4 looks very helpful though. Exchanging off my lousy piece on a5 and speeding up my development. This seems like a pleasant turn of events for me. Oh, H-Bones challenged to a 3-minute game. I see what you did there, Mr. Bones. I will follow the time-honored wisdom to try to exchange the few developed pieces Mr. Bones has. And if he keeps moving them around, I shall not complain either. This bishop could maybe be activated a little more. I have a very good position, but that does not mean all that much today. think I'll just keep it real simple. There were probably tactical solutions, but who cares? One of the virtues, and I'm half serious here, of being a good blitz player is just to make normal moves and not to think forever looking for tactical solutions, especially if you can keep things under control. And I'm not really calling myself a good blitz player here. I'm saying that's what a good blitz player is supposed to do. Keep things under control, make it hard for your opponent to get pieces out. Rook d3, another move in that spirit, without thinking too hard, just, you know. Keep it going. Keep it going. Should be 2. Yeah, I'll continue doing the same thing. Knight takes e4 might have worked already. h5 is a dumb move, provoking him to go h3, which he wants anyway. But my position is still pretty nice. Very hard to play if you can't get your pieces out. Tries to get them out, but let's try to punish that. Knight b4, can't do this. Knight e4, knight c2, knight c5, but at the very least I'd win an exchange after whatever, let's say rook e7. No, I wouldn't. Okay, then I should just grab. Not that hard to calculate, but there you see where my tactical skills are at. Okay, so I've allowed him to get his pieces out at the price of an exchange. It's never easy to say what is the right moment to cash in or cash out or whatever. But here it feels like a reasonable deal for me. Even though I'm not really trying. I'm not really converting this flawlessly, to put it very, very mildly. Still, rooks are longer range pieces than horses, and that comes back to haunt h-bones here. So yeah, not a great game, but at least kind of a normalish game. Which allows me to stop having to prove my my greatness, and I can choose the next random opponent, someone who I've never played before, like Elias 2005 and forever. He plays the so-called English opening. c4, c5, g3, g6. Why not g6? Symmetrical. There's many good lines against the English, which has become more and more popular in the wake of what we call the Berlin, and also many solid openings against 1d4, like the Queen's Gambit declines, like the Grunfeld. A lot of guys have started experimenting with 1c4. Elias plays a move which I don't like philosophically. Move e4, weakening this d4 square. It's not always bad, you can go for the structure here. But in general, it should make my play a bit easier. I'll give my light square bishop, which has nothing to do with the fight for that square, up for his horse. Okay, bishop e3. Once again, I'm normally happy to alter all my strategy talk. Not to abandon all my strategy talk, to pursue short-term material gains, both in life and in chess. And that's what happened here. He did give me the b2 pawn. I went after it. General rule of thumb, Elias, especially with the way I'm playing today and with my blunderitis, do not exchange queens when you're serious material down like here, where you're down an exchange and a pawn. You want to keep the queens on the board, because here it's just a lot less likely that I'll blunder something. It's still possible, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot less likely without the queens. For example, I can't blunder the queen anymore. Saba's dropping knowledge. Chess is a battle between the pain of thinking and the pain of losing. Someone said that, right? I read that quote somewhere recently. Probably some smart dude. I don't know. Recently, I've tried to eliminate the pain of thinking by playing as lowly rated players as possible so I can win without much thinking, so I don't have to endure the pain of losing either. But it's also not a long-term solution because some victories don't taste as good as others. If you play terribly and you still defeat a 1400 player, no offense meant, Elias 2005, it does not fill my heart with as much joy as I was anticipating. Here, yeah, whatever, I'll win somehow. Great tactics, knight takes a5, distracting, I don't know, distracting us. And now the body count says I should win. Lawyer says as long as I don't talk about cricket now, I will not lose this. I don't have much to say about cricket, really. And I, of course, mainly to troll Peter Svidler, I refuse to learn even the first thing about it. I've never seen a minute of cricket footage. I know pretty much zero, and I'm trying very hard to keep it that way. So whenever there's any cricket information potentially out there, I go out of my way to ignore it. Nah, I don't actually go out of my way, I just ignore it. I'm pretty good at ignoring stuff. Elias is fighting admirably, but now it says opponent disconnected. Oh, now he's back. And now he's disconnected again. This is a roller coaster. The emotion. Am I gonna win because he's disconnected and he won't make it back in time or not? I'm saying it tongue-in-cheek, but it is actually very tricky, for me at least, if you're playing a tournament game and your opponent is late. Like in the old days, you were allowed to be 1 hour late. And when your opponent starts being like seriously late, like 40 minutes late, you start thinking, okay, I'll probably get a free point here today. And then when he shows up, it's crushing psychologically. At least for guys like me that don't enjoy to play chess. Others might think, once again, slightly tongue-in-cheek, not too tongue-in-cheek. Others might think, great, now I have a chance of winning more rating because he gave me 43 minutes. For me, it's just a crushing blow that you do not get that free point. A2 check was slightly faster, but those are crazy tactics that really cannot be expected from an aging grandmaster. Oh boy. This is the kind of tactics that can be expected from the aging grandmaster. Knight fork. Yay. I wanna pre-move a2, and I don't think there is a move he can make where a2 spoils the flawless victory. Therefore, I shall do it. Elias is weighing his options here. King c1, king a1, or rook b2. None of those particularly satisfying. But you gotta go with one. You gotta roll with it. Practicing for my next Bulls games here. I do not have particularly good pre-moving skills. But I'll get better, I promise. Thanks Elias 2005 for the game. Now who do we play? Oh, we have one of our Canadian friends. Mr Cutlet. Cutlet is the German word for... What does cutlet translate to? It's not a steak, it's something weird. Cutlet English. And I'm aware it's spelled differently. So, as usual, no offense. If you have to keep saying no offense the whole show, then chop. Cutlet. Cutlet is more common than chop, right? Chopsticks I've heard of. Chop. French chop. Rib chop. The meat trimmed from the end of the rib. I don't know. Anyway, Mr. Cutlet, show me what you got. So far he's got the Slav. Pretty good opening. But bishop f5 in this particular situation is not a good move. Rule of thumb, you can go bishop f5 if white plays e3. But if white goes for knight f3, knight c3, you don't have that luxury. And after cd5, you're in a bit of trouble. The main point here is after queen b3, you would like to mate it with queen b6, which you could with the pawn on e3 and the knight on b1. But here, after queen b6, there's this little tactic, knight takes d5, then if queen takes b3, I have an intermediate check, or Zwischenschach, as the Germans say, in the form of knight takes f6. Well, else there's no particularly convenient way to cover both these pawns. Queen c7 runs into either knight takes d5 or possibly bishop f4 as well. Do I want to think about bishop f4? No, I'm too worried about losing my queen there. Would be a nice move to make work though. Takes queen f4, queen b7. Nah, not gonna be able to do it. Give me that pawn. Queen a5 check, in case you were wondering, which you probably weren't, was not winning a piece because the knight could retreat to c3. This is the best he can do. Now he should play e6. I will give a little check on b5, knight c6, and some of like bishop d2. When white has an extra pawn, not a lot of compensation for it. Bishop g6, he's once again daring me to play this bishop f4 move. So hypnotizing. Can I resist it again? I don't know if I can. Then again, it's the only way, realistically, how I could lose this game. Let's play bishop f4, queen b7, then some trick, e6, I don't know. But I can't resist it. Oh, I don't even... Oh boy. This is really terrible. He believes me. Now what I should elaborate. What I can't analyze here, right? Let's see. What I spotted was queen f4, queen b7, bishop e4, when I did have queen c8 checkmate. So it's not exactly losing, but the fact that I had not spotted this bishop e4 resource made me seriously doubt my chances there for a while. Anyway, bishop f4, queen d7 is on the bored. And why not e4? Some people are arguing that even on move number 1, why not e4? Then they run into the Berlin. And they think, oh, that's why. Mr. Cutlet. Bishop b5, a6, I could not see an immediate way through. So I'll grab the c file. I am a pawn up with a very nice lead in development. Therefore, things are not looking good for Dr. Kotletovich. He had to retreat because king d8, there was bishop c7 check. And now many ways should lead to Rome. Let's go with this one. Bishop f5 is forced, and g4 is one way. Rook c7 is another way. So many ways. Rook d8, okay, but that does not help, because after rook takes, there's rook c8 checkmate, while after a6 there's knight f6, double checkmate. I believe you should get 2 points, and Cutlet resigns so it doesn't happen. But I believe if he plays, well, I was gonna go a6, but a5 will do the trick. If this happens, I believe the score should be 2-0, because it's checkmate by both. It's not like you can cover one of them. They both equally contributed to the checkmate. But I'm afraid, like many of my ideas, this rule change will never happen. Oh, the show is running here? Go away, show. Let's play against Stein de Witte from Belgium. Stein de Witte, which in German we would call the white stone. But I do believe that Stein is a pretty common first name in the Hollands and the Belgians, which is how we call them. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that Stein de Witte might be his real name. Therefore, punchlines or jokes about white stones would be completely out of place. I also do believe that Stein de Witte might not be here because he did not expect to be chosen, to be the chosen one, be the Neo in today's Banter Blitz at 1632. Neo's not the chosen one, right? He's just the one. Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, abort. Sorry, Stein. Let's find a different heavy to play against. What about Mr. Blitz Enemy? Which curiously, and I believe this could be wrong, chess24, if you're watching, it says my score against Mr. Blitz Enemy is 1/2. I do not know how such a result could occur. It's not in my favor, that much I know, but it still feels unlikely. Like 0-1 I could live with, even 1/2, but 1/2. How has that happened? How has that happened? Blitz Enemy tells me hi, good luck, and then feel good in case I don't understand English. He also wishes me phony good luck in my native tongue. Thanks, Mr. Blitz Enemy, much appreciated. Same phony good luck to you. And we play another Benoni, which gives me another chance to show off the great system I introduced all of you to earlier. It starts with a6, not with g6. Not sure that makes a massive difference. It does not if you want to employ the system that I've been playing, this knight e2, knight g3. All the intricacies we've learned about earlier. And in the last game I played bishop e3. Since I am a creature of habit, I shall do exactly the same thing again. Let's follow the last game. Why not? Why not do everything the same way again? Maybe Blitz Enemy has seen this game, which we've played a couple games ago. It has analyzed it deeply and spotted. This is the one area of Jan's play where I can't really hurt him. Everything else looks pretty flawless. But this, queen d2, bad move. See, it's starting already. Here we go again. And that's why queen d2 was bad, and I think it would have been better to go queen c2. Still, if I manage to trap that queen, I will stop complaining, but I'm not sure I will manage. And if I don't manage, I will continue complaining. That is pretty much the status quo against Mr. Blitz Enemy. b5 looks like only move to me, or bishop d7, yeah, same idea, just better execution. Rook a3, bishop a4. Let's think this through. Knight a4, queen b5, not ideal. Looks like I can't win the queen, which is sad. I would like to have that queen. You're not gonna give it to me? X gonna give it to you. Nah, it seems like he doesn't wanna part ways with that queen, so I'll exchange it for 2 rooks, which might be a bad decision or a good decision. We shall find out eventually. I had some hopes of generating some kingside initiative. In general, 2 rooks slightly stronger than a queen, but these calculations are normally not as clear-cut when there's additional pieces on the board. Like here, you could make a case for the queen and the horses being stronger, but I'm not sure at all if that is true. h4 I'm also not sure about. Probably I should have been consistent and followed through with h5. But then I got hypnotized by the idea of f4, queen c3 check, and winning Mr. Bishop. What am I doing? I literally did not see bishop takes d1. That's just madness. I literally did not consider this a legal move. Wow. Now I'm worse, because I missed that, and the whole point of my play was directed against... I'm not sure if I'm worse, but yeah, this was madness. It's getting serious. I am not able to spot legal moves anymore. Anyway, we'll leave the whining for later and try to win this game anyway. Whoa, b6. Can you do that? Okay, I'll take and then think. I should try to generate a bit of an initiative before his greater number of rooks can start to tell. We'll see if I succeed. And as I always say, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. That is my life motto. No, it's not. My life motto is, if at first you don't succeed, complain about it a lot, then do exactly the same thing and expect different results. I managed to grab a couple pawns, which is always nice. So now I'm probably completely winning, but the way I've been playing, that don't mean much. That doesn't mean much, I know. But I'm trying to expand my linguistic choices a little bit. And I'm also trying to fight off the strong urge of going to the restroom. Or the toilet, if you want. So, I'm not sure which of these urges will win out. Problem for black is that my b7 pawn is kind of keeping his rooks busy. Of course you could eliminate it at the cost of some material, but that doesn't help you either. So you're pretty much completely lost. I believe that is a fair summary of the situation. I probably missed some, well, what's it called, forced wins a couple times down the stretch. But his position is still reasonably thankless. Anyway, let me try to wrap this up in a proper manner. For once, this move is strong enough. Queen e4, king c7, everything's strong enough. If you see one win, another time-honored wisdom, which no one ever follows. If you see one win, just play it. Don't look for other wins. Not sure if that wisdom applies to Vegas casinos too. If you see one win, don't look for the next win. Just gamble at the win. It's nice and new. Blitz Enemy has been hypnotized by my level of play. He cannot resign here because he correctly expects good things could still happen to him. And he tells me, okay luck. Which, yeah, normally I'd take offense to that statement by a player whom I outrate a bit. But in this game, he's completely right. I got lucky and he should have crushed me with his superior play. But you know, chess, it's a game of chance. Therefore, luck prevailed once again. Thanks for the game, Mr. Blitz Enemy. Let's play somebody else. We have time for one more game before you guys can get ready for your Norwegian... No, Norwegian? For your London-esque adventures. And I will, speaking of Norwegian... who do I play? I will play somebody I've never played before. Mr. Van Derpsten. That sounds cruel. Mr. Van Derpsten from Italy. I'm saying it sounds cruel because Dapsten in German, at least where I come from in Hamburg. Dabbe is sort of a slang word, which means rough. Dapsten, Dapster Typ would be the toughest guy. So maybe Van Derpsten is the toughest guy. That was a bit of a stretch. And oh, my reflexes took over. Instead of d5, which I've tried to play more today, I did play this boring stuff I always play. Here normally I play g3, but this time around, let's play the good old Marozzi and see what happens. Here normally I play knight c2, because I once read an article by Peter Heine Nielsen that elaborately explained, I'm not sure how elaborate it was, that explained that you should keep 4 pieces on the board here, not 3. Minor pieces, that is. And that probably also explained that you should not blunder rook c1, knight takes d4, bishop d4, bishop h6, followed by e5. But that fact I'm less sure about. So I'm guessing all of this stuff is more or less theoretical. a6, I don't even know. You go b5 here? He does go b5, so you probably do go b5. So many options. Even c5, but then b4. I don't really want to bother. I could grab a pawn, but that feels very anti-positional. Bishop f6 followed by knight takes b5. Not really a fan. I don't know what you're supposed to do here. I'm saying that about too many positions. Probably I will. After stating I'm not really a fan, I will grab the pawn, because I can't think of anything better. But here black does have very solid compensation in form of the 2 bishops, in form of the central pawn majority. Just queen b6, I'm going to go a4. But he controls enough squares to, I believe, have full compensation here for the pawn. Of course, I'll still try to somehow trick him and queen these queenside pawns. But so far, I cannot take any offense to Van Derpsten's play. I can only take offense, if I can take offense at myself, at my lack of knowledge. Rook a8, why not? I could jump around, knight c7, rook a4, knight d5, but now let's play this first. And then see what happens. Still have this idea of going in knight c7, knight d5. I could have done it instead of rook e1 actually. But one day it shall happen. People are stating who they are rooting for and against in the chat. Looks like mixed, different preferences, which is the beautiful thing about chess. We don't have, is that the beautiful thing about chess? I'm sure it is. We don't all have to root for the same guy. We can have different favorites and then still be friends at the end of the day. Or the tournament. Sometimes not the end of the day. Van Derpsten, by the way, playing a good game, keeping the ball very much in play here, not allowing me any direct ways to cause trouble, which is upsetting, because I like to cause trouble directly. So far, he's hung around. Now I guess he has to take. I'm not, yeah. When there's opposite color bishops, if black manages to block my pawns somehow on the dark squares, he's still going to be okay. But I'm not sure if that is realistically achievable. Because, you know, I don't want him to do that. Boy, I really gotta... Is urinate a dirty word? Can I say urinate on the show? The great show. Anyway, I really have to frequent a restroom. But not during the game. I gotta toughen it out. I'm allowed to shake a bit, right? It's a tough spot if you're playing a tournament, rapid or blitz game, and you have this desire to urinate. I believe you're probably allowed to stop the clock and run to a restroom of your choice, and then come back. In practice, people never do that. Therefore, yeah, you don't know what you're supposed to do. Rook c8. I could take. I guess I should take. Still, need to take lots of care here. Oof! Oh man. Playing really badly, but I'll blame it all on the urination desire. Nah, it wasn't too bad. Can I keep all my pawns? I guess not, right? So I'll hope that Andrea the 8-pawn can get the job done all by himself, but I'm not sure he can. Bishop d4, also a good move. Van Derbsten is a very good player. Why are you so strong, Van Derbsten? Stop hurting my feelings with your good moves. I want to play g3, but I am familiar with this queen takes g3 trick, so I'm not going to be able to do it, but I really want to. And you know how it is. If you can't do something you really want to do, it makes you unhappy. Especially if you really need to do something else as well. Okay. Less whining, more making moves. He has established a very solid blockade on the dark squares. I'm not at all convinced. e5 is a mistake. Not at all convinced that I could have broken through. But after e5, it should be possible now because it gives an added target in the form of the f7 pawn. Therefore, now it's probably going to be hard to maintain the black blockade. But who knows, really. Queen d2, I'm not sure why I'm giving up this pawn. Probably because I'm not very bright. That is the best explanation I can realistically offer. Van Derbsten playing a very good game. I don't know what else to say. I should probably think about some sort of winning plan after I blundered this pawn. But who has time for winning plans in these hectic times of ours? King f7, he's really daring me to do something. Nah, I don't want to do anything. Do I want to lose on time, though? Nah, I don't want to do that either. I'm sorry, but having to win this game, having to, well, you know what, the restroom activity, and dealing with all this Van Derbsten strong play is too much for me. I can't talk with all these other things going on. No one can really multitask. It's a myth that does not really exist, but especially here, I just don't see how I can be able to do it. Gimme. Ooh, why did I go there? That was dumb. Well, I'm still winning, but it was dumb. But Van Derbsten resigns, which is the same word as resigns, which you read a lot about in basketball, so it's always confusing. Anyway, that brings us to the end of today's show. The London Chess Classic starts in 10 minutes. Normally, I'd apologize for many a thing now, but I really have different priorities. So thank you for watching. Please don't complain about the unprofessional like to urinate, because I really have to, or do. Thanks guys for watching. Have fun with the London Chess Classic and see you next time. Bye.